Now, new guidelines mean that people who tweet or post abusive messages on social media sites are now less likely to face prosecution. They differentiate between drunken or one-off comments and those which involve credible threats. Sky's Mark White reports.
Matthew Wood, jailed for grossly offensive Facebook posts about missing 5-year-old April Jones. Swansea student Liam Stacey, locked up for his abuse of footballer Fabrice Muamba. And Azhar Ahmed, convicted for a Facebook rant calling for all soldiers to die and go to hell. By any measure, such comments are deeply offensive. But from today, fewer cases like these will end in prosecution. New Crown Prosecution Service guidelines state that those who make credible threats on social media, those involved in a targeted campaign of harassment, and people who breach court orders can all expect to be prosecuted. However, there will be a higher bar for those simply posting offensive comments, no matter how hurtful.
What we're recognising is that free speech applies not only to speech which is favourably received, it also applies to speech which others would consider offensive, insulting, etc. And so we're saying high bar for that prosecution in those circumstances.
Poppy Freeman was a victim of online bullying, forced to leave her East Sussex school after a minor falling out led to death threats being posted on Facebook. Her father now campaigns for tougher action against those who abuse social media.
I've seen firsthand the damage it can do, and it's absolutely awful. And I think what people say online is a public offence, a public order offence, and I think people should be penalised for that.
Last year, almost 2,500 investigations were launched after complaints about abusive social media posts. That was roughly 50 new investigations a week. It resulted in just under 1,300 prosecutions.
I think it's a realistic and reasonable proposal, actually, because the challenge for prosecutors is that the volume of comment, the volume of material they'd have to look at is huge. And you could spend the entire criminal justice budget just on policing chat sites.
And with more than 340 million tweets a day and growing, these criminal guidelines were certainly needed. For many, raising the threshold for prosecution is simply common sense. Others, including many victims, will fear it could be seen by some on social media as a charter to abuse. Mark White, Sky News.
This is Sky News. Coming up.